Hi everyone, today I'm going to share with you a chocolate cheesecake bar that we're going to elevate with some Rocky Road mint profile. Let's get started. Step one, we are going to smash our cookies, add some butter to it. If you have a food processor, the easiest way to do it would be that, but if you don't, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, the fun part, we're going to smash our cookies. Make sure you let out all the air. Gets kind of loud. And what you want to do is just crush this to a fine crumb. If you have kids, let your kids do this. They will love it. If your kids are anything like mine, they love destroying stuff. Okay, so this is exactly where you want it to be. It should be this nice, fine crumb. We're going to add some melted butter to it. All right. Just make sure the butter is worked all through the crumbs. I have my 8-inch square pan all ready to go. It's lined with parchment paper so that when you're done, you can just pull everything out by the handles. Pour your crumbs in. It's easier if you use your hands at this point. Just get it evenly spread throughout. I'm smashing the crust. Of course, you can do this with your fingers. I happen to have this nifty little tool. What makes it nice is you can see it takes you all the way to the edge and makes it go by a heck of a lot faster. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the oven. It smells like our crust is ready. Let's go ahead and set that aside to cool. And now we are going to start in on making our cheesecake filling. And we'll start by melting the chocolate. Just pour it into the pan. Take this over low heat. And this is where you want to stir continuously. This is the portion where you don't want to take a call, you don't want to be texting. Continually scrape the bottom so your chocolate doesn't get scorched. Okay, now that the chocolate is almost melted, just remove it from the heat and melt that last portion off of it. It just makes it so that your chocolate doesn't get too hot. Let's go ahead and pour this into our bowl. Okay, set that aside to cool. Let's get started and get our cream cheese ready. You definitely want to make sure that this is room temperature when you use it. So just dump that in there. Add the sugar as well as the cocoa powder. Let's mix that up. So this is where you want your mixture to be. It's nice and it's creamy looking. At this point, we'll add in the chocolate and we'll give this one quick beat to fully incorporate everything. Time for the last two ingredients. We'll go ahead and add our egg and the vanilla. Give that a quick whirl. Okay, now that we have our crust and our cheesecake filling ready, let's get started on assembling it. We'll put down just a little bit, just enough to cover your cookie crust. And take your offset spatula, my favorite kitchen tool, and just spread it until you have it covering the whole bottom. What we're looking for is just a nice thin layer. We're just going to lay these cookies in. You definitely don't want to cheat this part. This is everyone's favorite part. The nice minty flavor of the cookie, the crunch of it. It's what gives it its decadence. Now we'll lay down the chocolate covered almonds. Don't worry about being too neat about this. Just lay it down however you can fit it. This gives it that Rocky Road profile. The final part of the cheesecake layering, we are just going to add the remainder of the cheesecake into the pan and we'll spread it over the layering that's already in there. You won't have to worry too much about making it perfect here. It all melts and becomes even in the oven. Okay, now that we're done layering, we're gonna move this to the oven. While the cheesecake is baking in the oven, let's go ahead and move on to our glaze. We are gonna take some chocolate, we're gonna chop it up and melt it with our butter, and it's super simple. Now that you've added the chocolate to the pan, go ahead and just throw in the butter. Let's melt this on low. And you want to make sure that the glaze is completely melted. Oh, we are getting so close. Now we are just going to finish with the glaze and the topping. This is one of those recipes that I love. It has cookies, it has candy, it's cheesecake. It's like 5 desserts in one. Pour all your chocolate on top. We'll smooth it out afterwards. Take your glaze and make sure it covers the top. Okay, you can totally stop here. Just go with the chocolate glaze. But of course, if you're like me, you're always going to push it. So I'm going to add all the extra embellishments and really push this over the top. Okay, so I've kept a few pieces not so finely chopped so that when people first take this in visually, they can see that these are chopped cookies on top. Go ahead and sprinkle on the chopped mint cookies that we have. Just kind of haphazardly put it on. And now we'll add the mini marshmallows. Have to have these if you make it a rocky road. Okay, now this is where all the crumbs, just toss them on here. Okay guys, we are all done. Check it out, it looks awesome. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we need to wait for 4 hours. So I had one made last night, so we can cut into it right now and see what it looks like inside. That's why the parchment paper is critical. It just makes removing it from the pan that much easier. And you can see just by chilling it in the refrigerator, it gives the cheesecake its nice form, and that's how we're able to serve it as a bar rather than with a plate and fork. All right, let's cut into this bad boy and let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is one of those bars that you will be the big hero if you bring to any sporting event. I made this one year and I think this went before the nachos, which is always amazing to me. I have to try this. This is so rich and so good. You are going to love it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.